Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. This is Dr. Shahira from the Medical Books Personal Shopper. So hari ni I will do a sharing. No, I'll make a book review. 2 book reviews, okay? So today I'll be picking these 2 books. Okay, first the guideline for the house officer, orthopedics, and also X-ray interpretation for orthopedic house officer. So kita akan start with this one first. Guideline for house officer. So basic buku ni kecil je. Dia lebih kurang like 18 cm tinggi, 10 cm lebar, and nipis like I think tak sampai 1 cm pun. Can you see it? And then berat dia like very ringan je, boleh lipat, boleh masuk poket. That's why houseman suka buku ni. Alright, you boleh bawa ke mana-mana sahaja. Okay, dulu masa akak mula-mula start kenal buku ni, masa tu akak ada orthopedic posting. Lepas tu akak tengah tagging, in which masa tagging tu kita ada masa where we have to stay in emergency department, tolong MO yang on call, which is after 5 PM in the evening. So waktu tu apa yang kita orang buat, kita receive new case, kita clerk, do physical examination, we read x-rays, we interpret, and then kita do plans. So basically kalau contoh sementara tunggu case datang, so technically you just do nothing, so just sit there waiting for the new cases. So I perasan masa tu ramai like among seniors, sebab waktu tu we are taggers just tagging with the houseman that's supposed to be in ED, in emergency department. So I nampak tagging macam taggers macam tak tahu nak buat apa, chat-chatting, berborak-borak nak makan mana, balik pukul berapa lah malam ni. And masa tu I nampak seniors like reading this book sementara tunggu new cases. So waktu tu I perasan, tapi diorang tak pakai buku ni, diorang pakai photostat version. Sebab time tu I tak kenal buku ni. Sebab masa tulis Hospital Melaka, saya pelik, kenapa kita pakai buku Hospital Melaka dalam nipis? Is it like cukup ke? So I agak skeptical masa I nampak diorang baca buku ni. Tu waktu tengah masa tu I tak tahu buku ni untuk apa. So makin lama I nampak kawan-kawan I makin ramai yang beli. So diorang pun baca. So I pun macam, I rasa macam I kena beli buku ni. Sebab like kalau tidak, I just sit there at the corner, chat-chatting, buka phone and everything. So daripada I tak buat apa-apa, baik I beli buku ni, so I boleh baca sebab bersimpan dalam poket. And then you can just bawa ke mana-mana. So sangat sesuai untuk houseman yang tagging ataupun not tagging pun boleh pakai juga, ataupun unit assessment kan. Alright, so buku ni, mula-mula tu I agak skeptical dengan buku ni. I rasa macam buku tak cukup. Tapi bila I dah baca buku ni, it's actually you tak perlu tahu everything. It's enough to know what's important. Okay, sebab dalam buku ni is meant for house officer. Dia kata Hospital Melaka, but actually the publisher is Hospital Melaka, but it is useful for all house officer. Okay, so dalam buku ni, the content is actually tak banyak, but I think it's enough. It's enough for you to know what's important. Before we move further, apa kata kita start daripada awal, ala-ala kita dah buat book review. Kita start daripada awal sampai back page. Alright. Okay, first the colour. Kenapa I nak comment the colour? It's okay. Okay, the guideline for house officer, edition kedua 2019. So I think this is the second book. Mungkin ada yang before 2019, mungkin 2008 dia pakai the first edition. So kalau dia pakai the first edition, just bear in mind edition tu is always the better version. Sebab mungkin dia ada tambah sedikit sebanyak, so ada some differences, mungkin ada different in protocol and so on. Okay, Orthopedic Department Hospital Melaka, it means that buku ni diperbuat di Hospital Melaka. Okay, it meant for all. It's not only for houseman in Hospital Melaka. Okay, sebab ramai tanya kat I, Akak, ni buku ni untuk houseman dekat Hospital Melaka je? No, it's not. It's for all. Okay, jangan risau. Sama juga macam Johor Bahru Surgical Manual. Tu untuk houseman Johor Bahru saja ke kak? No, it's not. It's for all. Cumanya it came from Hospital Melaka. Okay, move to next page. Oh, it's exactly the same. Kenapa sama? Mungkin ada extra page. It's okay. Hai Datuk. Okay, Datuk ni mungkin your HOD. Okay, for houseman in Melaka, mungkin you akan jumpa Datuk in your department. So mungkin you boleh kenal, ingat muka ni. Ingat. So nanti kau terserempak taklah ingat uncle mana-mana. Alright, okay. Sebab I selalu elderly, they all look the same. So kadang-kadang you never know whether they are HOD or tak kan. So yeah, sila kenal tak ingat. Okay, this their acknowledgement. So what do they say? The second edition is born mainly to meet the requirement from our house officer who need a more comprehensive and a complete guide to enable them to function more efficiently in the Department of Orthopedic Surgery. So dia kata kat sini second edition is for houseman. Mungkin first edition pun for houseman, tapi mungkin dia dah ada rombak sini and sana, like more or less the same, tapi dia buat yang second edition ni more focus for houseman use. Okay, so this book will be very useful for graduates from universities which did not give adequate exposure for orthopedic teaching and training. So dia cuba cakap dekat sini, mungkin buku ni mungkin beneficial untuk houseman yang graduates daripada university non-local, especially it's not that non-local is not good, it's just you guys kurang exposure, kurang training. Okay, tak sama. Hospital dekat luar tak sama dengan hospital local hospital. Sama juga macam university yang private. You guys ada university, you guys still local university, but you guys don't have like university macam yang ada hospital sendiri macam UKM, USM, UITM. Tapi some hospital macam I'm not sure, diorang ada attachment juga. So usually university yang ada attachment ni dia ada more exposure. So this book is beneficial for those yang mungkin kurang exposure, yang tiada attachment, yang tak pernah jumpa patient, yang tak pernah, yang lack experience, senang cakap. Okay, so this book I think is helpful sebab kadang-kadang houseman yang student daripada local university bukannya kadang-kadang ingat tingtong juga kadang-kadang. Okay, alright, so moving on to next. Okay, now kita moving on to the content. Okay, basically this is the content. Okay, houseman ni dia ada beberapa jenis houseman. So salah satunya houseman yang dulu was a student yang jenis baca buku tebal, baca Kumar Cloud tu boleh habis. You guys mungkin agak skeptical dengan buku ni sebab you guys nampak buku ni sangat nipis dan ringan, dan the question is always, buku ni cukup ke? Okay, I pernah berada di tempat you all. Cukup ke buku ni? Okay, dia macam ni, you tak perlu, it's about survival, you tak perlu tahu semua benda, you just enough tahu benda yang important so that you guys boleh survive the orthopedic posting. Okay, sebabnya kalau apa yang you baca dalam buku yang tebal-tebal tu tak semua attend dekat hospital you. So technically buku ni dia covers almost all common cases. Oh yeah, logbook. Okay, logbook basically satu Malaysia using the same logbook and the same content, so tak ada beza. So basically kalau you guys perasan, you compare the content of the logbook dengan content dekat dalam this book is almost the same. So basically buku ni covers topik yang you kena covers in your logbook. So somehow it helps in your assessment as well. Okay, so basically dalam orthopedics ni dia ada a few component. First is the fractures, second is the disease. Disease ni contohnya macam diabetic foot, osteomyelitis, necrotizing fasciitis and so on. And then ada medical punya problem like DVT. DVT ni contohnya macam post operation. Okay. And then the other orthopedic emergencies. Orthopedic emergency ni soalan paling famous during your logbook atau during your assessment. Okay, kalau you perasan dalam logbook mesti ada benda ni. Okay, so buku ni cover. Check. Okay, orthopedic procedures ini pun kalau you guys buka balik you punya logbook ada. Check. Okay, settle. Kalau I nampak ni, okay, settle, boleh pass my assessment, I beli je. Alright. Okay, next. Alright, this one is guideline for house officer in department. Okay, basically ya ini guideline untuk house officer in Hospital Melaka. So kalau you hospital dekat Johor Bahru, you boleh skip this one. Okay, untuk Hospital Melaka punya houseman you guys kena baca this, but basically ni you guys punya like orientation punya kalau you guys first day masuk any department, you guys akan dapat like a sheet of rosters, what round punya schedule and so on, kena buat apa, pergi mana hari Isnin, dan what round bila. Okay, dalam buku ni senang. So senang kata Hospital Melaka punya houseman, I think you guys kena belilah buku ni. Sebab it's like your orientation punya ni ada kat sini. Okay, and then okay, this is the first topic, the first chapter is a fracture, upper limb proximal humerus fracture. Okay, apa yang I suka tentang buku ni sebab dia buat in point form. Kalau you guys beli buku tebal-tebal, dia selalunya in essay form. Sebab kenapa I suka yang ini, dia dah ditulis in points form. Sebab, okay, I belajar macam ni, this is how I study common cause for proximal humerus fracture. Sebab selalunya exam ataupun what round question, they always not answer in a point form. I tak pernah lagi dengar orang bagi soalan and then you jawab in essay or stories. Okay, dia selalu nak tanya, what is 5 common causes of proximal humerus fracture? So, selalunya kalau kat sini, ni adalah jawapan. So, I akan buat my own question here. What is the commonest cause for proximal humerus fracture? In case kalau boss you tanya, you ada jawapan dekat sini. Ingat, that the fall from standing height, more than 60 years old, high energy trauma in younger individual. Okay, so okay. Kalau you perasan kat sini high energy trauma in younger individual, maksudnya kalau ada budak kecil ataupun like young child ataupun young adult yang ada like okay, basically kalau yang orang yang boleh driving mungkin MVA lah, tapi kalau macam umur baru 18 tahun yang tak boleh drive lagi, kalau dia ada humerus fracture, you kena suspect child abuse ataupun bergaduh ataupun domestic violence. Okay, sebab itu humerus fracture ni important in child. Sebab you cannot miss this in children punya, I mean, kalau budak sakit tangan, you cannot miss humerus fracture. Okay, so okay, this is the question lah, question and answer. Okay, so sama juga macam sign and symptoms. Okay, sign and symptoms pun sama. Kadang-kadang tengah-tengah round, bos akan tanya apa sign and symptoms of proximal humerus fracture. Selalunya localized shoulder pain, reduced ROM, soft tissue swelling. Okay, remember this Fracture, the punya symptom is always the same. Pain, localized pain. Second is swelling. Third is reduced ROM. Kalau tak ingat sangat, ingat 3 benda ni. Okay, pain, swelling, reduced ROM. Reduced ROM dekat mana? The nearest joint. Okay, alright, so basically ni juga soalan yang you guys akan tanya. So you guys tak perlu cari macam kalau essay manalah dia punya info tak nampak. So dekat sini dia dah bagi point siap-siap, very clear, follow sahaja. So waktu tengah round you tak sure budak ni macam ada humerus fracture, okay, mungkin lah. So tanya, ada sakit dekat bahagian bahu? Kenapa bahu? Sebab you tak tahu humerus ni kat mana. Humerus ni you punya tulang above your elbow, below shoulder, above elbow. Tu humerus. Proximal, okay, distal is towards elbow, proximal is towards your shoulder. Proximal means makin dekat. Okay, okay, localized shoulder pain. So tanyalah, ada sakit dekat area bahu? Number second one, tangan boleh gerak tak? Tu simply question for reduced RM. Number 3, soft tissue swelling. You tanya ada bengkak, something like that. Okay, so you boleh guna point ni untuk tanya history. Okay, alright. So basically dekat sini dia terus tulis kat sini, okay, sensation over lateral aspect of proximal arm. Dia terus tulis kalau you suspect humerus fracture, jangan miss axillary nerve injury. Okay, kalau buku tebal, point ni mungkin dah dekat belakang-belakang, you tak sempat baca pun. Okay, kat sini dah tulis siap-siap dekat sini. So you tak boleh miss the axillary nerve injury. Okay, alright, ni the imaging. So kalau contoh you nak order, kalau you suspect humerus fracture, mungkin you boleh order this view lah, AP Grashey view ataupun near view. Tapi jarang lah, selalunya kita just ambil epilateral saja. Okay, so ada classification. So the reason kenapa kita nak tahu classification, sebab you nak tahu you punya approach, sama ada you nak go in ataupun just close reduction. Kalau close fracture lah. Okay, dekat sini lupa nak cakap, open fracture are rare but should be ruled out. Kenapa you guys kena tahu open fracture? Sebab I rasa macam I dah bagi teaching lah. Okay, so basically I nak tunjuk the point is like, senang nampak kan point dekat sini is in point form. Okay, sambunglah. Okay, open fracture are rare but should be ruled out. Sebab open fracture, once the open fracture, your management is it's totally different. Okay, macam mana untuk open fracture, there is communicating open wound. Okay, Tak apa, nanti you guys belajar. Okay, homework number 1, what is open fracture? Nanti cari. Okay, next. Okay, dia ada classification. Okay, terus treatment. So, sini very concise. Okay, dia ada symptoms, ada imaging, things that you should not miss, classification and treatment. Okay, treatment pun, kalau you boleh tengok dia kat sini, based on functional requirement of a patient. Dia ada 2, non-operative, operative. ORIF ni apa? Open reduction, internal fixation. Okay, maksud dia dekat sini dia dah bagi indication siap-siap what kind of fracture yang kita akan tak perlu nak go in, and what kind of fracture yang kena go in lah, yang kena masuk OT. Alright. Okay, ni proximal, ni shaft ni main tengah-tengah. Okay, sama juga dia akan bagi point kat sini, which yang the commonest age, commonest cause, apa yang injuries yang you should not miss. Kenapa dia bagi tahu kat sini? Sebab benda ni kalau you suspect humeral shaft fracture, you kena check dia punya radial nerve intact ataupun tidak. Okay, alright. Vascular injury, kenapa? Maksudnya you kena tanya, you suspect vascular injury ataupun tidak. Okay, so you kena, sebab apa? Kalau you suspect vascular injury, miss during your physical examination, you tak boleh miss you punya CRT, capillary refill time. Sebab itu, in ortho, capillary refill time is very important. CRT is less than 2 seconds or not. Okay, ya, semua ni adalah fractures lah. So that's why I suka buku ni. Dia are in point form. Dia point form 1. And then I suka sebab dia terus ada classification. The reason kita kena tahu classification is senang kita nak make diagnosis. Sebab daripada diagnosis, kita tahu what kind of management kita nak go on. Okay, sama ada nak go in ataupun just conservative. Just kalau conservative tu maksud dia just close reduction for example, or pakai slab lah. Okay, ni tibial plateau, ankle fracture, apa lagi? Tengok dia siap aja. Oh, yang ini. Oh ya, yang ini penting tau. This is my assessment, Bowman's angle. Nasib baik I pass. No, nasib baik I baca di buku. Si kono nak promote buku ni Okay, nampak? Angle ni you baca masa dalam x-ray, you kena kira sendiri the angle. So that's why dalam ortho punya klinik dia ada yang macam ruler yang boleh ada, yang you boleh ada dia punya siku tu, dia boleh gerak-gerak kira angle. Ni lah function dia, nak tengok degree. Okay, ni ada dia punya examination. Okay, tapi buku ni dia tak ajar examination, tapi dia ajar you what you not should miss. Jangan miss apa-apa yang penting. Alright, diabetic foot. Okay, this all in point form lah. Sebab kalau point form ni senang, sebab you boleh hafal terus. Ada question kat, you just make up your own question, you boleh jawab, terus jawapan dah terus ada kat sini. So kalau you baca buku besar-besar, you kadang-kadang kalau essay you tak jumpa point form kat mana. Betul, dia banyak, dia punya input lagi banyak dekat dalam buku yang lagi tebal, tapi you dah baca banyak ni, tapi bila tanya balik you tak tahu nak jawab apa, sebab you tak dapat catch yang mana the important points. Okay, faham tak? Faham lah ya. Ni ada antibiotic skirt line. Ni enoxaparin. Ni untuk DVT. So basically all I can say is buku ni cukup untuk houseman. Okay, untuk you guys survive, at least pass the posting. Okay, chance fracture. Oh, ni I suka spine. So kalau buku ni kalau I baca buku tebal-tebal, kalau satu tajuk tu I tak habis, I dah rasa demotivated. Bila lah nak habis, bila lah I nak move on to the next topic. Tapi buku ni like sini habis dah one topic, next topic pula. So you rasa the improvement, rasa dah produktif sikit kan. Baca one page, okay, dah habis dah baca pelvic fracture. Buku ni best. Yeah, I think I suggest houseman untuk ada one copy of this book. Okay, back page. Nak sangat back page. Okay lah. Memo, ada memo. Okay, I think tempat untuk letak your own notes kat sini. Ni I think barisan doctors yang buat buku ni. Ni blog ni quite important wrist block, digital nerve block, sebab dalam hand surgery you guys akan masuk OT. So masa I dulu blog ni I buat sendiri, kita orang kena buat sendiri. So you guys kena tahu kenapa nak cocok dekat mana and the reason why you guys cocok dekat situ lah. What nerve yang you guys nak block, and kenapa you guys nak block that nerve. So dah tunjuk kat sini nak cocok dekat mana, the reason why and so on lah. Alright. LA ni penting sebab yang mana yang short acting, yang mana boleh last longer. Tengok ada gambar, very nice. InsyaAllah kalau you guys beli buku ni, hopefully buku ni is beneficial to you all. Okay, next, X-ray. Okay, next, buku X-ray Interpretation for Orthopedic House Officer. Okay, ni adalah buku kedua daripada hospital yang sama dan department yang sama. Buku ni memang baru keluar last year. So, buku ni agak hype sekejap. I think still hype until sekarang. Actually, dua buku ni agak, like hot selling jugalah untuk orthopedic posting. Okay, sebab you guys mostly dah ada buku textbook. So, you guys perlukan notes. Orthopedic sekarang tak ada notes. Sebab sekarang ni kalau you guys perasan macam there's a lot of notes. Notes yang cover all posting. So, notes yang cover certain posting tu tak ada. I mean like untuk orthopedic tak ada. So, these two is like the only. So, that's why buku ni agak popular among housemen. Okay. I see you again, Datuk. Okay. I think memang diorang suka buat second page ni sama lah. They just have a lot of pages. Okay. Jom kita baca dia punya acknowledgement again. Alright. It is a pleasure to introduce our first edition of X-ray Interpretation for Orthopedics House Officer. So as I told you, this is the first book, the first edition. So dekat sini, X-ray forms the fundamental basic investigation for an orthopedic surgeon. Ortho surgeon don't need FBC. I think they still need it in case. Hence, it is vital for all house officers to accurately interpret X-rays in order to come to a diagnosis. Yes, orthopedic tak perlukan other blood investigation to make diagnosis. They just need X-rays. That's why X-rays sangat penting in orthopedics. Okay, so we have made the edition as simple as possible, and at the same time, you have ensured all important aspects are covered. Okay, see kat sini kita highlight. Akak ada highlighter tak? Macam nak highlight tu benda ni. No. I won't highlight this. Just use my pen. To ensure all important aspects are covered. So kat sini tak cover all. Bear in mind tak cover all. Just in the important aspect only. Okay. So a great effort was taken to compile X-rays of all common orthopedic trauma. So apa dia kata kat sini? They are using the real X-ray. Okay. They compile the real X-ray. And general orthopedic condition. Okay. Kenapa I habiskan dia ayat? Okay, the book will be useful for medical students and house officers attached to the orthopedic wards. So this book was made possible by a great team of doctors in Department Orthopedic Surgery, Melaka Hospital. Okay, I sincerely hope this book will provide necessary knowledge for all house officers and help them clear the end posting viva with flying colours. Kenapa dia kata and the posting viva? Sebab usually viva dia suruh baca X-ray. Okay, sebab the causes, the sign and symptoms, semua orang boleh jawab. Sebab benda ni you guys belajar daripada student. So, bila you jadi doktor, bila you dah jadi house officer, you guys kena pandai baca X-ray so that you guys boleh make diagnosis. You guys, daripada X-ray tu, you guys boleh do classification, and then you guys boleh decide for what kind of management yang you guys nak proceed with. Okay? Alright. So, okay, ni dia punya content. Nampak tak? Macam tak nampak lah. Nampak tak? Alright, okay. So basically dia tak cover, dia just cover fractures. No, dia tak cover fractures only. Dia cover pathological and miscellaneous as well. Okay, sebab selalunya fractures lah. Tapi dia still ada that, contoh macam NF, there are like gas shadow. Kalau osteomyelitis, what else yang you nak tengok. So dia ada that, pathognomonic orang panggil. Apa saya nak sebut? Tak tengok sebut benda tu. Pathognomonic. Maksud dia kalau NF, kalau you nampak ni, okay, ni memang NF. Alright. Macam tu lah. Alright. So, kita gambar dia one by one lah. Macam ni lah. Okay. I rasa buku ni agak useful. I tak pakai buku ni sebab waktu tu buku ni tak wujud lagi. So I hope I hope kalau if I can turn back time, I boleh ada this buku. Sebab I struggle with my X-ray. Sebab I nak kena, masa X-ray tu ada, tapi I tanya orang lain pun tak tahu nak jawab macam mana. Bila tanya MO tak sempat nak ajar, macam, semua orang pun sibuk dengan kerja masing-masing. So, sampai ke habis, you guys boleh tengok tapi you guys tak pandai nak interpret. So, buku ni ajar you guys untuk interpret the X-rays. So, nampak ni, dulu ni, benda dah nak ingat kan foreign body ke apa, is a gas. Okay? Is a gas. So, radiography in orthopedics. Principal view of radiology in orthopedics. Ada AP, ada PA, ada lateral, ada oblique, ada special. Special tu yang macam tadi lah, yang macam the first yang humerus fracture tu, ada near view. Okay, near view tu khas untuk humerus fracture. This is special view. Okay. Ada bird's view. Ada ke bird's view? I don't know. Bird's view is in ENT. Right. So basically this is the view. So kalau you guys Viva, dia akan tanya this is what kind of view, lateral ke, AP ke, PA. So you guys kena tahu lah. So basically dia ajar the basic. Buku ni ajar basic. Seronok lah best ni. Okay, macam ni. Yang ni dia ajar how to order X-ray. Nampak tak? Sorry, tak nampak. And then dia ajar how to define whether radiograph tu quality ataupun tidak. Kalau tak quality, you guys boleh order baru. Contohnya macam tak clear ke, ataupun too bright ke, ataupun this X-ray is not a quality image. So you guys boleh order baru. Sebab you guys cannot miss any fracture. Sebab kalau tak quality, macam mana nak nampak fracture, right? Betul tak? Okay. Then we bacalah dekat sini. This one is common X-ray projection. Yang ni lah penting tu. Contohnya okay. Apa contoh yang contoh macam cervical spine. Cervical spine ni contohnya macam patient in trauma. You nak tengok if there's a cervical fracture kan. You kena ambil epilateral, you kena tengok oblique, you kena tengok lateral pull down. Lateral pull down ataupun swimmer's view ni maksud dia you guys nak tengok the C7 until T1. Kalau you tak nampak C7 until T1 in patient MVA, you guys tak boleh rule out cervical spine fracture. So swimmer's view ni maksud dia patient tu baring, you kena tarik tangan patient sampai you jatuhkan bahu dia. That is swimmer's view. You tak boleh miss this view. Okay. Open mouth kalau you rasa macam involve higher C1, higher cervical fracture. Usually odontoid ni bawah skull base. Okay. Kita go one by one. Nak go one by one ke? I rasa macam bagi teaching pula nanti. Okay, ni how to interpret orthopedics punya X-ray. Dia ada kata the patient, maksud dia kena ada date, time. So basically ni macam script. Okay. Kalau you kata present this X-ray. Okay, this is belongs to patient ni taken in what time, and then age berapa, gender dia apa. So this is like lateral ke, PA or AP. The soft tissue. Apa ni? Maksud dia suruh tengok soft tissue dulu. If ada joint effusion, if you nampak any classification, ataupun you nampak gas shadow, ataupun nampak foreign body. This is basically macam chest X-ray lah. You can tengok daripada atas sampai bawah. Yang ini dia tengok soft tissue dulu, then tengok bones. Okay. And then tengok joints. Okay. Ini dia nak ajar what kind of fracture. Ini transverse fracture. Kalau contoh tulang humerus dia macam ni, it's a oblique fracture. Kalau macam ni, spiral fracture. Yang ini segmental. This how you gonna macam mana explain the fracture. Okay. Segmental fracture. I think so. I rasa this is the real X-ray taken from the hospital Melaka. So kalau nampak tak? Nampak tak ada fracture? So kadang-kadang you nampak benda ni tapi you tak tahu nak describe macam mana. Okay, so kalau you nampak macam ni, kalau boss tanya, what kind of fracture is this? So this is a fracture of the third distal of clavicle. So nampak tak? This is the clavicle, this is a distal third, mid shaft, proximal third. Faham tak? Okay, dia dah ajar kat sini how to comment your X-ray. Dekat bawah ni dia tulis, sini macam dia punya not to miss. Okay, kalau you nampak clavicle fracture, look for brachial plexus injury. Okay, sama juga macam neck of humerus fracture. What not to miss? Look for associated axillary nerve injury, which is specifically presented as altered sensation over. Oh, ni lah dia regimental badge. Okay. Macam ni. Okay, fracture apa ini? Tutup. Apakah fracture ini? So, this is what? Ini shoulder, elbow. So, this is humerus. So, nama dia fracture at the mid shaft. Tapi you tak tahu what kind of fracture. It's a comminuted. Comminuted ni maksud like hancur, lebur you punya ni. Nampak tak berkecai? Berkecai is comminuted. Okay, kalau nampak cantik like one line is a transverse fracture. Kalau sengit is oblique fracture. Okay, dah tulis kat sini comminuted fracture at the mid shaft of humerus. So this is your diagnosis. Okay, dah bagi diagnosis siap-siap dekat sini. So basically these are all common fractures in emergency department usually. So technically kalau you baca buku ni at least 70% you dah boleh pass your assessment. Dia punya normal. You apa ni? Comminuted fracture of distal tibia at the metaphysis involving distal tibia articular surface. Okay, kalau involving joint, you kena tulis ada joint involvement ataupun tidak. Sebab dia akan dia punya management is different kalau ada joint involvement. Okay. Ya, banyak. Nipis, memang nipis tapi gambar dia banyak. You tak perlu tahu semua sebab kalau I tanya satu X-ray pun tak tentu you boleh jawab. So baca je banyak-banyak gambar ni. Ni spine X-ray antara yang susah lah bagi I. Sebab nak tengok angle, nak kena kira and so on. Sebab you nak kena kira like which one is 1, which one is 2. Posterior hip dislocation, Shenton's line. Okay. See, nampak just supposed to be Shenton's line over here. No more Shenton's line. Hip dislocation. Okay. Bye-bye. Ni pathological compression fracture of the vertebra. Ni nampak. Oh, kalau you tunjuk X-ray without showing this, I ingat normal je. Oh, apa ni? Oh, there's sclerotic lesion. Nampak tak? Dia is a like it's not a fracture. Dia macam like dia macam bone structures tapi dia dapat like weird. This one is sclerotic lesion. Selalunya and bone tumor lah. Well, quite good. I recommend this book. I do really recommend this book. Was this book enough for you to pass your assessment at least? At least kalau tak pass assessment pun, at least masa round you guys bolehlah jawab. Okay, taklah nampak kurang pandai sangat, at least nampaklah cerdik sikit. Okay, alright, I think that's all for today. In case kalau you guys nak beli buku, nak cari buku ni tapi tak tahu nak beli dekat mana, you guys can simply go to our website themedicalbooksps.com. So dalam tu ada juga buku ni in case you guys nak beli juga. Alright, dalam our website tu is actually like a collection books, like a necessary, like tak kata necessary but then useful books yang I think useful for houseman, untuk houseman to survive lah basically. Alright, you guys boleh jumpa macam-macam dekat dalam tu. Okay, I think that's all. Oh yeah, before that, okay, jeng. My houseman keynotes. Okay, inshallah we will be launching this houseman keynotes on 21st of January, which is like hari 17. So in 4 days to go, in 4 days time. Okay, so tentatively kita plan on 18 of January, tapi sebabkan the production is in Pahang, kita ada sedikit delay disebabkan banjir hari tu. So kita postpone daripada 18 to 21st. Tak lama pun, just 3 days delay je. Come on lah you guys. Okay, tapi still sorry for the delay. Alright, so sekarang hari tu kita dah buka the first batch order for the pre-launch. So sekarang ni sebab kita nak jaga quality, so kita production kita like benda ni kena laminate, so dia kena like pakai manpower. Kita bukan pakai mesin macam buku cetak pakai mesin. So kalau cetak pakai mesin like seminggu siap like 1,000. So yang ini kita like guna manpower, that's why like really quite expensive. Okay, okay, second batch order mungkin kita just open for 300 dulu. Okay, and then we close and then kita buka for the third batch. Okay, macam PS5 lah, you guys kena tunggu, kena beratur, kena take turn. Okay, first come first serve basis. Alright, so insyaAllah sekarang ni you guys nak boleh beli houseman keynotes ni, you guys boleh ambil ataupun you guys boleh beli daripada our website ataupun daripada any of our authorized agent. Okay, macam mana nak tahu our authorized agent? Kalau dia promote our houseman keynotes, then that's our authorized agent lah tu. Alright, okay, sorry kalau video ni tak membantu ataupun lighting tak cantik ke, akak cakap tersasul ke. InsyaAllah, so this one is like the first video book review video ever, so insyaAllah I try to make it like better version next time. Kayak lagu ke, ada like some cartoon ke. Okay, alright, thank you so much.